Welcome to Saving the Investor. I'm Alfie Townsend, Southwest Florida's certified financial planner professional. And protecting and growing your nest egg is my business. In an election year like this, investors face heightened uncertainty and concerns about market volatility, tax policy changes, and regulatory shifts. How might these things affect your portfolio? Join me as we navigate these challenges and explore strategies to secure your financial future. Stay tuned for insights that will empower you to make informed decisions and protect your retirement savings. Let's navigate these uncertain times together right here on Saving the Investor. Coming up on today's show,
market timing mistakes, a mother's inspiration, annuities explained, and much more.
Welcome to Saving the Investor with certified financial planner, investment advisor, and insurance professional Alfie Townsend, president of Advantage Retirement Group. Alfie is a published author, radio show host, speaker, and industry leader.
why do you use an annuity? A lot of people use it for the wrong thing.
He works with retirees and pre-retirees to build and protect their nest egg and offers his experience to help those concerned about financial independence in retirement. If you've got questions about retirement, Saving the Investor starts now.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Saving the Investor. Great to have you with us on this Sunday morning. I'm Craig Wolf, and I'm here as always with certified financial planner professional Alfie Townsend. Alfie, good morning.
Good morning.
On the TV show here and on your radio show as well, you talk a lot about timing the market, which is difficult. You got to be right twice.
Yeah.
Let's talk about why that is a huge mistake.
Well, think about it. I was just reading something this week about timing the market, and if you miss certain days of the best days, trading days, you just really blow your whole returns for years and years in that portfolio. So you got to really stay invested. But one thing that you can do is there's portfolios that we use in particular. It's a momentum portfolio, which means that there's different sectors. They look at different sectors. And that's sort of easier to try to, not time, but to see if it should be more weighted in, like, if it's technology, if it's going to be communication, it could be healthcare. So they can move these different, there's like 9 of them. And that's what they do. They have the meetings and then they look down the road, and the market's always looking forward. They're not looking backwards. They're looking 6 months ahead. So sectors could do that too, but you're dealing with sectors, not individual companies, which makes it a big difference. And they have done very well. The one that we use, there are 9 different managers, and they manage 9 different accounts, 9 different sectors, and they make changes to the amount that's in each sector. And you'll see it. You'll see technology is always, a big sector that seems to be at play at all the time. And then you have energies. Now energy goes up and down. You see how gas prices go up and down. Energy sectors go up and down. Financial sector is a big one. So there are ways to create added return if you look at portfolios like that. Now, what I always say is that would just be one of your portfolios. When you're building a total portfolio for our clients, we would have some of that money in a portfolio. Then we would have other monies for, let's say, income, or other monies for, right now we're staying away from international, but you're going to have, large cap, you're going to have small cap, to have a diversified portfolio. And I would say the biggest thing is, where are you going to get the income from? That's a whole different topic, but we'll talk about that another time.
So in addition to not having to time the market, you're also able to diversify your portfolio, which we talk about a lot, and we know the significance of that.
Yes.
And you're doing them both at once.
Yeah, you're doing the both at once, and but they are actively managed, and that's what, so you have actively managed portfolios, and then you have passive. Passive just rebalances but keeps the portfolio the same in a sense, the percentages. Where you have actively managed, they'll take advantage of things that they see that are coming. So I like actively manage.
We're at or near record highs in the stock market, all the major indices, the Dow, the S&P, the NASDAQ. Why are we at these levels, or have we been at these levels, which have been at times records over the past couple of months?
Yeah, well, what happens, when the markets go down, that's a good thing. You have a little correction, and then it hits a new, it hits down, then it goes up and hits a new high. And that's the way the markets, work. And that's a good thing. The economy has been pretty good. People are still working. Inflation, we have to be concerned with inflation. We haven't had inflation in the last 20 years, but we've had it over the last few years, and that can rob you of your spending power. So you have to really stay invested to fight inflation. But as long as the economy's decent, people are still working, people are still hiring out their companies. So that's why, spending, that's what's wonderful about the market. It's not really who's in the White House. The market is bigger than the White House.
All right, good information, because we hear all sides sort of touting, their own accomplishments when the markets are at a high level, but it's much deeper than that.
It is.
About who's responsible.
Yep.
All right, plenty more to come this morning on Saving the Investor, so stick around.
You are watching Saving the Investor, where your money matters.
Are you worried about inflation and how it's affecting your retirement?
Well, you're not alone. According to a recent study, 73% of Americans rank their finances as their number one stress in life.
But don't worry, there's help available. Alfie's free retirement toolkit can help you transform your worries into confidence.
Inside this toolkit, you'll find valuable resources like a guide to creating a retirement income plan, tips for saving for retirement, and strategies for protecting your retirement savings from inflation.
Plus, you'll get a copy of Alfie's new book, Making Waves in Retirement.
This free toolkit provides valuable insights like ways to transform your worries of retirement into confidence, ways to discover the weak points in your retirement plan, ways even small changes to your retirement plan can make a big difference, and how big your tax bill could be in retirement.
To get Alfie's free retirement toolkit, simply text the word KIT to 239-747-1080. That's KIT to 239-747-1080.
Don't wait and act now. This offer is only available for a limited time. Text KIT to 239-747-1080 today and start building a worry-free retirement.
One thing about being in the financial business for over 40 years, we get a lot of questions all the time, and especially us because we have a TV and radio show. So we're going to take some of these questions that are asked frequently. That means that you are wanting to know the answers, and you're going to get them today.
I'm a snowbird, Alfie. I already have an advisor up north, but since I'm starting to spend more and more time down here, I'm curious if it's a good idea to look into getting a local advisor here instead.
So the good thing about being a snowbird is that there's some great laws here in Florida versus up north. I always say is that you want your advisor, especially if you're going to move here full time, but if you're here more than up north, you want to be with your advisor. You want to look face to face at your advisor. And we have a lot of snowbirds that when they go up north, when we do our annual reviews or our quarterly reviews, we're going to talk to them via Zoom. That's one thing about COVID, what it did, it taught a lot of people how to use Zoom, and Zoom is a great tool for that. But I always say if you're here more, you want your advisor to be where you are more. So if you are a snowbird, don't be afraid to change advisors if you're getting more service here and you're going to be here longer in Florida than up north.
Alfie, my aunt passed away unexpectedly, and to my surprise, she left me some money in her will. What would you recommend doing with a windfall like this?
So I'm sorry about your loss, but you inherited money that you weren't expecting. So I look at it this way. I look at it as you should invest that money, pay off your bills, do something that would make your aunt very proud of what how you utilize this money. So invest properly, put a plan together And it's okay to take a trip with some of this money. So take a trip, pay off some bills, but invest some of it so you can have it for the long haul, and she'd be very proud of what you did with it.
Ready to live your retirement dreams? Then it's time to meet Alfie, Southwest Florida's certified financial planner. Schedule your complimentary retirement income plan review now. Give Alfie a call, 239-747-1080. You are watching Saving the Investor, where your money matters.
Are you ready to take control of your retirement and create a sound financial future? The first step is simple. Be one of the first 7 callers right now and schedule your complimentary, no risk, no obligation retirement review with Alfie and his concierge team. When you visit Alfie's office, you'll sit down and discuss your unique goals and concerns. Alfie and his team don't just talk about financial planning, they craft personalized solutions. On your first visit, you can also expect expert analysis of your current situation, risk mitigation techniques, and tax-saving strategies. And that's just for starters. In the world of financial planning, experience matters. With more than 40 years of experience, Alfie understands the needs of those who are soon to be or already retired, from investment allocation to income planning, tax strategies, and estate planning. Your retirement success plan awaits simply by taking advantage of Alfie's complimentary, no risk, no obligation retirement review. Be one of the first 7 callers right now at 239-747-1080. That's 239-747-1080. Call now. Your future financial self will thank you.
Welcome to another segment of Women of Worth. And today we're going to be talking about something that's very near and dear to your heart, Alfie.
Yeah.
And it's actually your mother.
Mm-hmm.
And she was very instrumental in many ways in your life. And let's kind of introduce her a little bit. Tell us about your mom.
Yeah, so my mom had to make a very tough choice at a young age. She was 21 when she divorced my dad and moved from California to Miami. So really flew across country, and she had 2 kids, a 5-year-old and a 6-year-old. Mm-hmm. So it was not easy for her. And life wasn't easy for us either. So I saw the challenges growing up, and I sort of knew what I did not want, but I also saw what she went through and the suffering that she went through, the pains that she went through. Being single. Mm-hmm. And so that's why we really do a big, I think she changed careers at an age when I was about 19. Mm-hmm. And when she changed careers, I helped her study for her insurance test. I remember sitting on the couch in Tampa, and I would read her these questions about life insurance, annuities, about, so I didn't know what I was reading. I was just reading her the questions. She would answer it. And then she loved insurance. She loved helping people. That's what Mom was all about, helping people. If she had a dime, she would give half of it. She was just a giving person. So I learned that from my mom. And then I followed her footsteps a couple years later. But the thing about Mom was she always had health problems. And we were in Maryland for 20 years, and I had an opportunity to move back to Florida. And this was, so I got to see her 6 more years in Florida, starting this business here in Fort Myers. When I was just about 49 years old, we moved back. So I was able to spend 6 years with her, which was a wonderful part of, before she passed. So, I take, miss my mom, think about her all the time, but, your parents are especially your mom, I would say, is going to be your, what she has, I feel like we have. We're giving, we're loving, and we miss her very dearly. But she got me started in this business, and we sort of really take what she helped me learn and bring it to our clients.
Yep. That's great information. And you definitely have a heart for helping the women that come through our office who are, whether they're single or divorced or married and just need some extra guidance from you. You do a great job of helping.
Well, thank you. It was my sister and my mom. My sister, my mom was 15 when she got married.
Yeah.
Okay, had my sister at 16, me at 17. So we all grew up together.
Yeah.
And mom was working. My sister at 12 years old, 11 years old, would make dinner for us, and it was always hamburger helper. I haven't had hamburger helper since the 80s. So we know what it's like to have and not to have.
Yeah.
And so, I know what she went through, and so we have a great understanding for really helping people get through difficult situations.
That's great. Thank you for sharing that, Alfie.
Very welcome.
I appreciate that. And ladies, as I mentioned, Alfie does have a heart of gold and likes to help get all of us, especially women, to and through retirement. So it's worth your investment of time. So if you'd like to meet with Alfie, give us a call.
Ready to live your retirement dreams? Then it's time to meet Alfie, Southwest Florida's certified financial planner. Schedule your complimentary retirement income plan review now. Give Alfie a call, 239-747-1080. Where your money matters.
Ladies, are you ready to take charge of your financial future? Alfie Townsend, a seasoned certified financial planner with over 4 decades of experience, specializes in helping women just like you navigate the complexities of wealth management, retirement planning, and investment strategies. With Alfie by your side, you can trust that your financial goals will be met with precision and care. Whether you're looking to grow your savings, secure your retirement, or optimize your investments, Alfie's personalized approach will ensure that your unique needs are understood and addressed. Don't let financial uncertainty hold you back. It's time to seize control and build the future you deserve. Take the first step toward financial empowerment by scheduling a consultation with Alfie today. Call 239-747-1080 and let's start turning your financial dreams into reality. Remember, your financial future is in your hands, and Alfie is here to help you make the most of it. Don't wait any longer. Call Alfie today.
Now, I'm going to talk about a topic that I think everybody's going to like. It's about saving taxes. We all want to save taxes. We had really a new couple that came into our office not too long ago. They had about $1 million in IRA money. Now, remember, IRA is money that you never pay taxes on because you got a little bit of a tax break, but eventually you're going to have to pay on all that money, not just part of it, all of it. So what we did, we have what we call the tax bill calculator. And what that is we put the dollar amount in there and it calculates how much you're going to have to pay over your lifetime when you have to start taking money out. Remember, at age 73, that's called required minimum distribution. So you have to start taking that money out. And then there's most likely going to be some money left when you pass, and when you pass, your heirs will have to take that money out and pay taxes on it. So this tax bill calculator, what it does, it actually calculated over the lifetime at a certain growth rate how much is going to have to be paid, and that number was staggering. It was $700,000. So think about this. $1 million is going to create over $700,000 in taxes over the lifetime of that IRA. Now, what can you do about it? There's things called Roth conversions. There's other options also, but this tax bill calculator, what it did was saying, hey, pay the taxes right now, and we'll show you how much you're going to save in taxes. And it was like a $300 and something thousand bill now, but what it saved was hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars. So if you're looking to have some tax-free money, yes, you do have to make some adjustments. You do have to pay something, but this tax bill calculator will let you know how much you're going to save over the lifetime of having this IRA. So if you're interested in something like this, give us a call and we'll do one for you.
Ready to live your retirement dreams? Then it's time to meet Alfie, Southwest Florida's certified financial planner. Schedule your complimentary retirement income plan review now. You are watching Saving the Investor, where your money matters.
Living in Southwest Florida, we're all way too familiar with storms. But what if the perfect financial storm hits while you're in retirement? Are you prepared? Well, certified financial planner professional Alfie Townsend has a new book out called Making Waves in Retirement. It breaks down the insights that Alfie's gained in his 4 decades of helping people just like you plan for retirement, featuring real stories about real people, illustrating what they've done wrong and what they've done right. Strategies to help retirees and those soon to be retired make the right decisions and avoid costly mistakes, whether it's battling inflation, navigating market volatility, or managing the threat of recession. These strategies may help you too. If you save for retirement, this book should be on your shelf. Get your complimentary copy today simply by being one of the first 5 callers. Call now for your free copy of Alfie's book, Making Waves in Retirement. Call 239-747-1080. You've protected your home when the storm is coming. Do the same with your hard-earned retirement dollars. Call now to get your free copy of Alfie's book, Making Waves in Retirement. 239-747-1080.
As we say here at the Advanced Retirement Group, knowledge is power. And today we're going to talk a little bit about annuities. You know, David, the word annuity is such a bad word, it seems like, here in Southwest Florida. But the thing I always look at is you want to be educated, because there's some good ones and some bad ones, okay? I'm going to have you talk a little bit about, and you know, I've trained hundreds and hundreds of advisors on annuities. I started in the insurance back in 1983. So I know about them, but I want you to talk a little bit about the ones that give all of them a bad name, and then we'll dissect a couple of them in this short time.
Sure. So there's many different types of annuities, right? So you have start with a fixed annuity. So a fixed annuity is where you have a guaranteed rate for a guaranteed term. Okay, and typically, a lot of times there's not fees on those, depending on what carrier or product, but they're pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
You know, they're similar to a CD in a sense, but you know, obviously annuities issued by an insurance company, of course. The annuity would be tax deferred, so that's a nice benefit.
Where a CD, you have to pay taxes each and every year.
Exactly. So that would be the fixed. The next one would be like a variable annuity, where it goes up and down with the market. And typically, we've seen it, Alfie, high fees. High fees.
And I think that's the one, the variable annuity, David, is the one that gives all annuities the bad name.
Yeah, agreed. So that one you got to be careful of, and if you do have one,
those.
Right?
We don't do those.
We don't do those because it's too risky, high fees.
Yeah.
The next one would be a fixed index annuity, where it's sort of like a hybrid in between the two, where it's fixed in a sense where if the market does go down, you stay at zero, right? So you don't lose anything.
Because that's where the fix comes in.
Right, that's the fixed portion. And then, of course, if the market does go up, you participate in some of the gains in the form of a cap rate or a participation rate on an index such as the S&P 500. So that one, with a fixed index annuity, there's typically, some have no fees, some have very minimal fees. Yeah. And you can use them for income, you can use them for growth,
and I think, David, not to interrupt you, but the misconception of annuities is I get an annuity and then I die, it's over. Okay, so that's called an immediate annuity, where lifetime only, and we're not talking about that. We're talking about something that it would be a part of your portfolio. And the reason for it, we tend to use it to replace some of the bond portfolio. A bond risk number is about a 20 to 24. A risk number on this is like a savings account. It's a 1.
Right.
Okay, so that's where it could be a benefit for you. And right now, if you haven't really had a checkup on your annuities or life insurance, I will say it's the best time in probably the last 20 years, because interest rates have gone up, that you could get 2 to 3 times the interest that you're earning on your old one. So if you do have an old annuity or life insurance, this is a great time because interest rates have gone up, but now they're going to start going down again. So give us a call to see if we can help you out.
You are watching Saving the Investor, where your money matters. Ready to live your retirement dreams? Then it's time to meet Alfie, Southwest Florida's certified financial planner. Schedule your complimentary retirement income plan review now. Give Alfie a call, 239-747-1080.
Well, that's a wrap for today's episode of Saving the Investor. But creating a secure financial future for yourself and your loved ones is an ongoing journey. I know it's important to you, and that's why I'm asking you to call the number on your screen right now. If you're one of the first 7 people to reach us, you'll receive a complimentary consultation with Alfie, where he will use the insights he has gained in his 40-plus year career to review your financial plan. Today's world seems more uncertain and volatile than any time that I can remember, and your financial future is too important to leave to chance. Whether you're navigating market uncertainties, planning for retirement, or securing your family's legacy, now is the time to take action. Be one of the first 7 to call 239-747-1080 and schedule your complimentary consultation with Alfie. Take that first step now. You've got nothing to lose and quite possibly much to gain. Thanks for joining us today on Saving the Investor. We look forward to seeing you next time.
Remember the Wall Street bailouts? Those same big banks and financial firms have been fined billions for misleading customers. And now they want to manage your retirement savings. Why would you trust them? I'm Alfie Townsend, Southwest Florida's certified financial planner professional. My values are Main Street, not Wall Street. As an independent advisor, I don't work for shareholders, I work for you. If you want a fresh start with a local advisor, give me a call today.
Mondo Uomo offers a remarkable selection of the latest styles in menswear. Visit Mondo Uomo at the Village on Venetian Bay in Naples, Alberto, Bugacci, St. Croix, Zanella. Come see what remarkable shopping is all about.
We all have a picture of our perfect retirement. But how do we get there? At Advantage Retirement Group, helping you get there is our business. We're passionate about getting to know you, learning your hopes and dreams. Why? So we can work with you to achieve them. How? By maximizing the money you've saved, minimizing the dollars you pay in taxes and the risk you are exposed to, and creating a retirement income plan that ensures your savings lasts a lifetime. We're thankful to work with so many wonderful people, and we'd love to work with you too. Call Advantage Retirement Group today for your no-cost, no-obligation evaluation, 239-747-1080. Your retirement is too important to put off. Call now, 239-747-1080.